Okay, our second shape that we're going to find the surface area of is what we call a triangular prism. If you notice on the first page when we identified all the different shapes, we also had hexagonal prisms, pentagonal prisms. So this formula can be used for any of those. Like I said, we're going to focus just on triangular prisms because it's just to give us a taste of how this all works. So they're going to talk about this first thing called a lateral area. Okay, lateral area is everything. Lateral means sides, so it's the area of the sides. So in this shape, I have one side, two side, and then in the back I have the third side. So surface area is going to include those three sides plus the area of both of these bases. Okay, so it's going to include that. In this case, I have 5 different sides that I'm going to find the surface area of. And then to find the lateral height, I would take h times p. So down here, they're going to demonstrate or identify what each of those letters represents. So h is the height between the bases. Remember, the bases are always going to be identical. P is the perimeter of that base. In this case, our bases are triangles. And in capital B is the area of that base. In this case, the area of that triangle. Okay. We really don't need to worry about this a whole lot because we're going to take care of that HP right here in our formula. So I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite this up here. Okay, by looks alone, that's not a difficult formula. There are 3 things that we need to find. So we're going to find H, we're going to find P, and we're going to find the area of the base. Okay, so again, identify what your base is. So I've got 2 triangles here that are exactly, or they are congruent to each other. It's actually a right triangle. Okay, so once I've identified those, then the distance between those two is the height. So the distance, the distance between those 2 bases is the height. That's going to be 16. Then I have to look at the base only and find the perimeter of the base and the area of the base. Okay. So perimeter is just adding the 3 sides. Now remember, these 2 triangles are exactly the same. So I've got a 9 and a 12, and then a 15, which can be shot straight up here. So the perimeter is going to be 9 plus 12 plus 15. They're nice enough, they gave me all 3 sides, so all I have to do is add them together. So when I add those 3 together, I'm going to get 36. Okay, so perimeter of that base is 36. Now the area of the base, the area, it's just a capital B with a little tail on it, is the area of a triangle. Okay, so base times height divided by 2. Now this H and this H are 2 different things. So on this one, remember, we're just looking at the individual triangle only. Don't look at anything else except this triangle right here. Okay, and this is my right angle. So base and height are going to be those 2 that make that right angle, are perpendicular to each other. So 9 times 12 divided by 2. Okay, when I multiply that together, I'm going to get 54. So area of the base is 54. Okay, so let's just recap what we've done so far. We identified our bases, and I suggest shading them out. Between those 2 bases is the height, which is h in our formula right here. The height of the prism is the height between the 2 bases. The P and the B are related only to the base. In this case, the base is a right triangle. I knew the 9 and the 12 from up here, and then the 15 came up here, so I could add those 3 sides to help me find the perimeter. I found the area of this triangle by taking the base times the height and dividing by 2. So my surface area for all 5 of those sides, I just have to take 16 times 36, 2 times 54. So this right here will be the area of the 3 sides. This will give me the area of the 2 bases. Okay, so when I multiply that all together, and add them together. Sorry, I don't have that separated here. Oh, yeah, I do. We got 576 here, 108 here, 684 meters squared. Remember, we're finding surface area. So this would be an important, like if I was going to be a manufacturer and I had to make the box to send a special package in, the packaging for that, I would need this much cardboard at a minimum to make that. And then you can use that then to help you order how much of the cardboard you're going to need. Okay? So let's go to the second one real quick. We're going to follow the same procedure. I'm going to identify the bases, which you can see are kind of the triangles here and back here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and write the formula again, and identify these three things. See how you have to be methodical? So the H is how far is it between these two shaded? Okay, so you can see here that's 21. The perimeter of the base, so the base is just a triangle. Some of you might need to just draw that triangle off to the side. If you can't see it if it's too complicated in the picture, just draw this triangle. This is 15 and this is 8. This is a right angle. Okay, so with this triangle right here, I need to find perimeter and base. Ooh, we've got to find the missing side first, because perimeter I need all three sides. So Pythagorean Theorem is called. So I'm going to go 8 squared plus 15 squared equals x squared. So that's 289. And we're going to square root both sides. So value of x is 17. Now, why did I have to do that again? Because there'll be a lot of calculating and you're like, what was I trying to find again? So remember, this is the base. This side right here is now 17. So the perimeter, P, is going to equal 8 plus 15 plus 17. Okay, so that makes the perimeter, it's going to be 40 when I add those three together. The area of the base is a triangle. The two sides, the base and the height, are going to be 8 times 15 divided by 2. Most common error with triangles is forget to divide by 2. So that's going to give me 60. So the perimeter I found is 40. The area of the base is 60. So you can see why it's helpful, because all this calculation I had to do down here was to get the values that I need to plug in. Okay, so my surface area is going to be the height, which was 21, times the perimeter, which is 40, plus 2 bases. Both of them are at 60. Okay, so 21 times 40, 840, plus 120, 960. And this is surface area, so we're going to have square inches. Okay, if any part of that you don't understand, you got to come and ask, so we can get that all cleared up before you start your practice.